Hello, third graders. This is Miss Kinstler, your LET for Zinc. I am here today to introduce you to connections, and I'm going to talk about the expectations I have for us online and in person, and how our policies and our procedures are going to go for the class. Again, both online and in person. And then at the end of this, we are going to talk a little bit about um, what rules you think are most important. And you're going to have a little assignment with that. And it'll be really quick and easy, I promise. And yeah, so let's get started. What you will need for class today. You're going to need a positive attitude, as always, an open mind, your CJ, of course, and a pencil to write in your CJ. You can also use your pencil and maybe a piece of paper if you have one to brainstorm some things that we're going to talk about or to help you with your assignment for the day. Your do now is to write in your CJ, complete creating rules activity. So that is your homework. Make sure that, well, sort of your homework. It's really your activity, but make sure you get it done. And then when you have finished writing that in your CJ, I would like you to brainstorm the following question. Why do you think rules are important in a classroom? So think to yourself, why are rules so important in our classroom setting? And when you are ready, you may move on to the next slide. So, Connections is a project-based class. How do you think this is going to work? Obviously, we are online right now. And if some of you do come back to school in person during the year, obviously expectations are going to work a little differently from when they were online. But there are some things that are going to be the same. For online, we're going to have weekly projects and activities that will be done individually. The projects won't last more than a week, and you should be able to complete it in one day. They'll be through Microsoft Teams. They won't be as hands-on as they usually are when we're in person, but that's okay. They will probably be a lot easier. So you have that to look forward to. When we're in person, we're going to go, just back to normal. So we'll have bigger projects that last us multiple weeks. These will either be individual projects or group projects. These will be a lot more hands-on, and they'll be, just bigger in general. You'll learn a lot more with them. Expectations for when we are back in person, as well as still being online, are going to have kind of the same first point here. The work that you submit should be beautiful and it should be quality that you're proud of. If you aren't proud of your work, make it better before you turn it in. When we're in person in school, I'll make you redo it every single time. I think you could have done better anyway, so you may as well get used to doing that. And I know we're online, but I can still make you redo it if it's not your best work and you don't put in your full 100% effort. I want you to get an A+, just like my little Bitmoji over there did. For group work, when we are back in person in school, you need to make sure that you're respectful to your peers. Your peers, if you remember that word, is your classmates. Those are the people that you work with. You will share ideas, you'll share materials, we'll collaborate together, and you're going to come to agreements peacefully. Obviously, no teacher wants their students arguing with each other. And obviously, that wouldn't make for a very good environment. So we're going to make sure that we're always respectful to the other people that we're working with. Even if it's not our best friend, still need to be respectful. The noise level when we are in class, obviously, I can't control how noisy you are at your house, but you should still be respectful to the other people working in your home, like your parents or your siblings. But when we're in class, I know that connections can be kind of a noisy class, and that's okay. You should still act appropriately, though. Noise is a privilege. Keep it at a level 2 or below. Some procedures we have for connections. We're going to discuss those on this slide. So usually projects start like this. We introduce the new topic and we learn a little bit about that. We familiarize ourselves with the new content through a lesson that Ms. Kinstler gives. This is going to be both online and in person. It's going to work the same. We'll introduce a new topic, we'll have a little lesson on it, and then you'll have a project or an activity to do. When we're in person, I'll introduce you to the project. I might supply or I might assign homework for you to bring supplies in, but other than that, you won't really have homework in connection, so you can do a silent cheer there for that. When we're online, you won't be having big projects, so it'll just be a little activity for you to do. And then when we're back in person and online too, you'll work on your project or your activity. And then we usually like to try and have presentations if we have enough time for them. This is in person only. We won't do presentations while we're online. Every week to class, just like every class, you should bring your CJ and your pencil. And then for connections, you should also bring your specials folder. You may need to bring your art supplies occasionally. And Ms. Kinstler or your teacher will always let you know if you need anything extra. All right, so noise is how we're going to make sure we're in control of ourselves and keeping our voice level at a level 2. Every time our class, when we're in person, gets too noisy, I'm going to erase an E or a letter from the word noise. The first warning, I'll erase E. The second warning, I'll erase S. Third warning, I'll erase I. And uh-oh, now we're at the word no. So when we get there, we have to be quiet for the rest of the class. No more talking. And trust me, it's very hard to do a group project with no voices. But I've had to do it in the past and my students have made it work. Although it would be a lot more fun if we could, whisper and talk to our neighbors. I always allow my classes the opportunity to earn back letters. So if they're quiet and they're on task and working for a certain amount of time, I'll usually write back that I. But as soon as it gets noisy again, then they're going to lose that I and it will be no for the remainder of class. So let's just make sure we don't get there and we're being respectful to your teacher and your peers who are working. No one can work in a crazy environment. You're probably wondering by now what kind of rewards you'll be getting while online for your behavior, as well as for my hardworking students who turn in exceptional and beautiful work. Well, fear not, I already have a plan. First and foremost, obviously, those students who turn in beautiful work every week on time are going to get a good grade. That is probably one of the best rewards you can get, but I will also be giving you raffle tickets. So raffle tickets will be used for students who turn in exceptional, beautiful work on time, of course, but also for my students who are behaving so respectfully while we're in our live sessions, using the chat appropriately, participating when I ask, those students are going to get raffle tickets. So, what that means is while we're online, I will tell you that I'm giving you a raffle ticket for whatever you did. And then I will write your name on the raffle ticket and I will put it in my raffle ticket jar. Then at the end of the week, I will mix them around, pull out a couple random ones, and those students will get a prize. So that is something you can look forward to every week. And remember, again, it has to be turning in beautiful, exceptional work that I can tell you worked really hard on, as well as behavior that is respectful towards myself, your other teachers, and of course, your classmates. All right, so this week's activity for our online connections class is I want you to think and then answer right below this PowerPoint what some rules are that you think are really important for connections. So think about that, and then you're going to type in the little box below what you think the most important rules are, and I want you to think of at least 3. These should be rules that are unique and you think would help create a good environment for the class. So when I say unique, I mean everyone knows, you shouldn't yell or scream or run around in class. I want you to think further than that. Challenge yourself a little. What is a rule that maybe not everyone would think of right away that you could write down? So do your best. Think of 3 really good rules for connections and make sure that it's a rule that you think you can follow yourself. Okay? All right. Good luck, guys. And thanks for listening.